Hi everybody, it's Angel Shaver, Stampin Up Independent Demonstrator from Kansas, and we are here today on the final Thursday in September. I can't even believe that's where we are, but it is the final Thursday in September, which means it's the final card with this month's featured stamp set, More Than Autumn. We are not going to get every single stamp and die used from this set. There are just so many great possibilities. So if you create something with this set, please share it with us. We would love to see it. But today we are going to focus on Doughnuts. That's right. That's the one big part of this stamp set that I haven't used yet. And so we will be creating a donut card. And then next Thursday is the first Thursday in October. And we will start using the October featured stamp set, which is Iconic Celebrations. So we'll be looking at all kinds of things: fall, Christmas, winter, Valentine's Day maybe. You'll want to take part of that. So I'm going to point you down and we're going to get started. Okay, first thing I need to do is check and make sure that you can actually see what I'm working on. Okay. And we are going to be using some really interesting techniques today, some of my favorite. We will be doing some embossing with the cut emboss machine, but first, we're going to do some stamping and heat embossing. So let me get the pieces that I have picked out for the donuts. That's what we're stamping on these. And I didn't get my whole heat embossing rigmarole all set up. You probably couldn't hear me under the table. What I was saying was I didn't have my whole heat embossing tool set up. I was plugging in my heat gun. And we will be using not clear, we will be using white, so I must find white. Silver. Here's white. Okay. We're making basically white frosting on our donuts. And we're making like a cake donut with crumb cake, chocolate with early espresso, and then a pink donut. I don't know if that's strawberry or what exactly, but I am using my embossing buddy to eliminate some of the static before I get ready to stamp and put embossing powder on these. We're gonna do one at a time. Actually, I think maybe we can do all three. We'll see. That way we can close up the Versamark and set it aside. And then we're going to start putting powder on all our little donuts. Okay, there's the chocolate one. The cake donut, and then we will grab the strawberry donut. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and get this embossing powder back in the dish before we run the heat gun so we don't blow it all over the place. I did spill it a little bit, but that's okay. There's a whole lot more going back in the jar than I spilled. Okay. Oh, there's still some in that tray. Okay, there's a little bit spilled over there. Alright, now it's time to grab my heat gun and let's get the magic started. Alright. There's the pink one. And then we will take what I'm calling the cake donut. And finally, the chocolate donut. my cake donut blew right off my desk. There it is. We will be cutting all of those out using the die cut and embossing machine, or the Stampin' Cut and Die machine, and we will be embossing on this layer of bubble bath with the So Swirly embossing folder. Alright, let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We have to use a big one today because we are using a full-size embossing folder, and that will not fit in the mini machine. But then we need the base plate and what does the base plate tell me? This is not 3D, so I need my cutting plates. Put one on the bottom, and then we'll put the bubble bath cardstock inside the swirl. Stick it in the hinge first, and put one on the top. Gotta make sure that it's covering the entire thing, and then we'll send it through. My heat gun's trying to run away. All right. So what we have here is a swirly bubble bath card front. That's what we're using for the front of the card. And now we'll get ready to cut out our donuts. And unfortunately, my the die set only has one donut die cut. So I will be using this 3 different times. And you'll see how it has the little bumps on the die. You want to line those up by where the bumps are on the stamped image. And then I'm going to use a little piece of washi tape. And we're going to tape that down. Hopefully we can get it in the right place. Put the other cutting plate on top and send it through. And there we have our chocolate donut. And now we'll get ready to cut the crumb cake donut. Or it's on crumb cake paper. I don't remember what exactly I've been calling it. Send that through cake donut. And here we have our cake donut. I'll put it over there in our pile. And then we'll get ready to do our strawberry donut. Alright, I'm going to close up our machine because it's huge and taking up a lot of space. And get the washi tape off. Hopefully it doesn't hurt anything. And there comes our strawberry donut. So, there are all our donuts ready to go. And I realize as I look at my pile, I did not cut my cardstock to the appropriate size. So, I'm gonna make sure my bubble bath cardstock is at 4 1/4. And my handy dandy little scoring blade is still lost. So we'll put that at 5 1/2. And I'm going to grab my take your pick tool and change it to the scoring blade, to the scoring tool. Actually, I'm just going to use my bone folder because it's faster. And we'll just score it right down the center. And then we can fold it in half. And we have a perfectly scored card. You know, the minute that I order a new scoring blade, that's when I'm going to find it. That's just the way this works. Okay, so we want to make our front. And I have several options of designer series paper for the front, different patterns and sizes. These are from the Bold and Beautiful, no, I don't remember what it's called. Bright and Beautiful, Bright and Bold, Bold and Bright. I will leave it in the comments later. I have a couple of different patterns. One of celebration sprinkles, one of the dots. I think I like the dots. And I think I like the smaller size. So that's what I'm going to glue on there. And then I'm going to, I thought I had my scissors out, but maybe I didn't get them out yet. So I'll grab my trimmer again so we will be sure it's absolutely straight. And we're just going to trim that edge right off of there. And while I was doing that, I should have, no, I think I'm gonna put the celebration sprinkles, confetti, whatever on the inside of the card. And that's gonna be our decoration for the inside of our card. And again, just a little snip off the edge. Okay. Now we're going to put our inside on the inside. We are going to do is put the donuts on there. I want to lay them kind of in a pile, about like that, I think. I'm going to start. We're going to bump these up. So, I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals. And we're just going to get started. I know it's a stick to my finger, but not to the paper, so it's trash. Grab some parts of the edges. To add some dimension to our donuts. I think I started with this one toward the bottom. And then they're only getting dimension in the places that they aren't going to be touching the donut beneath them. So, put that one right there. And this one only needs dimension over on this side. Stick it kind of there. All right. And then we'll be gluing this on the front of our card. And using on a little piece of I think I'm just going to use some more bubble bath paper, and we're just going to stamp this calls for, and then when I find donuts, we will be adding the word donuts. All right. And eventually this will be cut out and just put right up here in the corner. This calls for donuts, and then we have our donuts. I hope you enjoyed this. I couldn't let this featured card go by without making a donuts card. So I hope you enjoyed it, and come back next Thursday